Welcome back. I have 2 stories coming up, timestamps in the description box. Story number 1. Opie writes, I, 29 female, and my husband, 30 male, have been married for 4 years now, together for 7, and it's going fantastically well. He's handsome, cute, kind, loving, and makes me feel safe and wanted and loved and protected. He takes me on dates, shows physical affection wherever he can, and also just makes me feel happy. We have no kids, but we are trying for it. So the other day I was cleaning the house. I'm a housewife. And I was cleaning the air vent at the top of the staircase aisle because we had never cleaned it ever since we bought the house. And when I opened it, there was a box, an unmarked box. I took it out and then opened it. And then there was a note. More about it somewhere down below. And divorce papers, all ready with our names on it. The only thing wasn't filled in was the signatures of us. I was crushed. He had just gone to work after kissing me for 7 to 8 minutes and hugged me, and everything has been going great. So why this? I opened the note and it read as follows. It is with immense regret and sadness that your love between you and my name has run its course. I'm sorry, his name. You didn't deserve this, or you did, I don't know. Maybe she cheated, maybe you did. Maybe the love didn't last for you. All those times, all those moments of being with her are of no use now. In the end, she did go away. Or you rather made her leave. She's gone, never coming back. It's okay, you effing piece of crap. You didn't deserve her in the first place. Dumb and stupid and delusional is what you are, since you didn't push her away in the first place. You don't deserve love. You deserve to be shot. Or, she cheated on you. I'm sorry for that. She let another man inside her and she didn't back off. She had an affair, physical or emotional, and she didn't choose you. Forget her, forgive her, because to be amity is to be forgiving, and you deserve the peace, my friend. You did everything that you could, but she wanted more. Listen to, quote, we don't understand each other, unquote, from ST3, and go to sleep. Hit the gym tomorrow. I'm here for you. Take care, mate. Yours, his name. His note was from himself, by himself, for himself. I'm crying right now. I've never cheated on him and never even had the thought of cheating on him. All I want is him to be with me. What should I do? It breaks me to see how he thinks like this. And here's Opie's update. Hello everyone. Thank you for all your support and the reception to this post. A lot has happened in the last 7 hours. So here is my final update. Just a few things I think you should know. He is depressed but has gotten considerably better due to medical means and therapy. He was diagnosed with OCD and depression, moderate. He also has been portraying signs of imposter syndrome ever since we started dating, but not to the extent that it could be considered seriously. He is quite smart as he has been to an Ivy League school and is now currently working as a head of department in a well-paying job. But he doesn't openly express emotions, struggles with affection display. He does portray how much he loves me and makes me feel wanted, but he's still afraid of opening up. Him and I love each other to the extent that it cannot be described, and I definitely don't want to lose him. The mere thought of cheating disgusts me. How can I throw myself at someone who I don't even know and effing care about? So he came home. I was sitting on the couch with a box on the coffee table. He tried to kiss me but froze the moment he saw the box. I broke down at that point because the thought of him not coming home to me every day broke me. He came to comfort me, but I pushed him away. I'm just crying and saying, why? Why would you do this? You think you don't deserve me, or you thought I effing cheated on you? He said nothing. After I calmed down, he said he had made the arrangements for this, a contingency plan 3 to 4 months ago, when an office worker of his got cheated on, and another office worker's marriage failed as his wife didn't find the husband attractive or interesting anymore. And also, that was coincidentally the time he became a Reddit user and he started to get frightened about this issue as he read many posts and also open marriages and relationships. He didn't tell me that he'd been using Reddit for the last couple of months. He really tried to hold it in, but failed and went to a lawyer and got the papers done just in case. He said that he loves me to death and still finds me insanely attractive, to the extent he doesn't want to leave me for 1 microsecond, and that if I were comfortable, he wants to spend the entire life of his with me, but he just couldn't handle the thought of another man even touching me, and he said that he just can't, even for his life, share me with anyone, and that I'm his and he's mine and mine alone, and I'm his and only his. He said he isn't trying to justify what he had done, and what he had done was wrong and unforgivable. But he said that he hopes I can understand the circumstances that made him do this, and that how much he doesn't want to lose me, and can never ever share me with anyone, and that he loves me the most, and that he'd do anything for me and beg me to be transparent when I'm bored in the marriage, so we can talk it out and work through it, and pull through like always, and for any reason that I feel upset or have a problem with. At this point, we both were breaking down. He tried to come closer to touch and comfort me, and I let him. I wrapped my arms around him and didn't let go. We hugged forever and cried our hearts out. When he finally pulled back and he kissed me for heaven knows how long, I don't want to lose him. I love this man and want to be around him forever and ever. We fell asleep on the couch with me on top of him. Then we woke up and had breakfast. Then we burned the divorce papers and the note in our backyard and used the remnants of the combustion as manure for our plantations. After that, we took a bath and we just snuggled. I never let go, and so did he. We held each other for hours until we were okay-ish. We got up and he made lunch while I hugged him from behind, and then we ate and snuggled. He fell asleep and I'm typing this while watching him sleep. He's still reaching out for me and his hand is on my thigh. We discussed and will consult a therapist for the both of us to counter the things he has in his mind. The more I look at him, the more I smile because I know I found the one for me. OP, I'm glad that you got to the bottom of this and that you discussed it with your husband and that everything is fine now. You see, this is why people get prenups and discuss these kind of things before they get married. I know it's not romantic, but it's just something that needs to be dealt with before. But it sounds like your husband has some other issues, as you said, that needs taking care of and that he needs therapy for. Losing you is a fear that your husband has, and he's now communicated it with you. It came about in a very strange way, but at least you now know. And I love that the lines of communication are open, and that he's told you if anything ever bothers you in the marriage, you can come to him and discuss it with him. And that's the way it should be for everyone. So OP, good luck with that. Good luck with therapy. I'm sure everything is going to work out just fine. And on to story number 2. OP writes, so my wife and I just celebrated our 6 years being married, 10 years together, and we have 2 children. We have not had the smoothest ride during our relationship, some of which is my fault, some is hers, and some is both of us. We are a strong couple when we are close and things are great, and other times we are weak. Anyways, as of recently, ±2 months, I've noticed small differences in her behavior, timeline, and actions. For instance, she started having to stay late every day for work meetings. She's been getting home later and later, citing traffic as the reason, which doesn't add up for me. Overly eager for me to do things without her. Excessively in the bathroom multiple times in a short period. Long walks with the dog in the cold, which she never did before because she hates the cold. Going out with co-workers often. She never used to go out and now it's every week. Coming home late and not answering her phone. So anyways, clearly I knew something was up. I asked her if there was something she needed to tell me and if there was someone else. She said no every time, and convincingly so. Even swore that she would never do that. I was highly upset and skeptical this past Friday. She went out with, quote, co-workers, unquote, and the last call from her was at 8:10 p.m. She said she couldn't hear, but wanted to tell me she was okay, and hung up. I called and texted several times later that night, and there was no response. She called me at 3 a.m. and said she's sorry, fell asleep at a friend's house. That didn't sit right with me at all. I felt something was wrong. Anyways, fast forward to last night. I log into my phone account and immediately see all of these calls and texts from a number that belongs to Rochester, New York. I remember her telling me that her co-worker was from Rochester, New York, and she was calling him every time she stepped out to walk the dog, after getting off the phone with me on her way home, and at 9:45 p.m. for 45 minutes that night that she didn't come home until 3 o'clock. Boom! So I wake her up and confront her. She had a dumbfounded and shocked look on her face and lied right to my face, even with me telling her that I know what's been going on and I know who it's with. Then she tells me, quote, "There was someone, but there's not anymore," unquote, and I called BS on that again. Finally, I tell her who it is, and her face dropped. She started apologizing profusely, but I just can't accept it. She hurt me terribly, and I don't know what I'm going to do. Now she's telling me he was just a friend and an easy person to talk to. But with how many calls and texts there are, the timing, the days, and the length, I feel strongly in my core that it was way more and that they slept together. Please let me know your thoughts. Update 1. Thanks so much to everyone with the overwhelming support. This is a very difficult time, and while I'm typically strong and sound-minded, I feel incredibly weak, vulnerable, and defeated. It's hard to hold back tears and to not descend into an ever-downward spiraling hole of misery. You guys are keeping me afloat. Update 2. Looking at the timeline of the call logs, there are many calls that came to her when she conveniently was away and available for a phone call, but no text to him. So I asked her how she knew how to call him, Snapchat, fake number, etc. And she denied and avoided the question like I was an idiot. Update 3. Found call logs going back to September late at night with her calling a different guy that we both know. As far as I knew, she never even had his number. Update. I was in a dark place for a few weeks after D-Day, until I looked at myself in the mirror and said I was better than this. I decided to see her for what she was and not what I built her up to be. There was no desire/effort on her end to reconcile, so I drew the line in the sand, and since that, I implemented the 180 and grey rock method. I severed the emotional attachment and moved forward for me and my children. I made a promise that she wouldn't see me cry again. I filed for divorce, and I couldn't be happier for it. Ever since I let her go, everything else in my life has improved. And I mean everything. It was like I was hanging on to a helium balloon in one hand and an anchor in the next. And once I let go of that, everything else rose up. I have been heavy in the gym, and am now the healthiest and strongest I've ever been. I got bikes for the kids, and our relationship is absolutely wonderful, and we have so much quality time together. I've made new friends and improved relationships with existing friends. I was given more responsibility at my job and increased my salary. Also, was able to get a house for my kids and I that we will be moving into in August. Life is good. OP, well done. Congratulations with this new life that you're building for yourself. And I know it was hard for you, but look at you now. You're happy and, you just had to take that leap. You just had to get out of that marriage. And you had the courage to do that. And now you get to enjoy life. And it's wonderful also that your relationship with your children has gotten better as well, and you're spending more time with them. May your life continue to get better and better, OP. Well, that's it for this edition. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. Please leave me a comment. And I'm going to see you again real soon. Take good care of yourself, everyone. Bye.